Mi gente, what's good? I'm Roberto Ruiz, a.k.a. Don Sicario. Not looking too good for the Yankees community. The Yankees are being plagued with injuries once again. It's terrible, folks. It's terrible. The captain, El Capitan, Aaron Judge, has to get an MRI done. He was having let me start first of how it even happened. He was stealing to third, and he dove headfirst, kind of got stuck. I mean, his back legs looked like they were all up in the air. A little bit more, it would have tapped the back of his head, looking like a scorpion. I'm exaggerating, that didn't really happen, but his legs were all up in the air. He was flexing his wrist, his hand. At first, we thought maybe he might be hurt with the wrist. Come to find out, he was having some issues with his hip. They're gonna check him out. They're gonna do an MRI. He's gonna be out probably for a few days. Let's see. Hopefully, it's nothing serious. But if they're getting MRIs done, something must be going on in there. Something funky is happening. So let's hope for the best for El Capitan. Because if Aaron Judge goes, this team with all the injuries it has right now, it's going to be terrible. I mean, it's going to take a lot for this team. I mean, our rotation is already light. Our bullpen is okay so far. But the lineup, we're missing a few guys already. And there's some guys in there in the lineup right now that might as well be missing because they're not doing anything. Aaron Hicks. Excuse me. The Yankees injured list, 12 players, currently has a payroll of $117.8 million, which is more than the 26-man rosters of 13 MLB teams. Detroit, Seattle, Milwaukee, Kansas City, Cleveland, Miami, Arizona, Washington, Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, Baltimore, Oakland, and Cincinnati. $117.8 million on the injured list. I see a lot of people on Twitter talking about that the Yankees need to fire their conditioning coaches and all. No, I don't think it doesn't have any. It's not them. Brian Cashman needs to stop bringing in players with with a history of injuries or coming back from an injury I feel like this team is, with the amount of money they spend and such a big organization, right? One of the top tier organizations. Whoever's checking the medicals, that person needs to be fired. Because shit, unless Brian Cashman's like, well, this doesn't look too bad. You know, when you go buy a used car and you're seeing all the Carfax and you're seeing everything wrong, like the past history of it, or you're seeing the medicals of, for instance, how they're seeing the medicals of these players. They're seeing all these things wrongs that happen or might happen, that something that's lingering or whatever the case is, and they still pull the trigger on it. Because Cashman tries to save money. Instead of paying $40 million for one star player, he'd rather take that $40 million and put it into 4 different players. Some of them are C, B list, might have had injuries or whatnot, but it's putting the money to good use, right? They're spreading it all around. No. Jake Bowers was called up. He's on the taxi squad so far, from what I'm reading. Today the Yankees are gonna go against the Texas Rangers. Game 2. We won Game 1. We're going to Game 2, and it's gonna be Clark Schmidt versus Jacob deGrom. I'm about to play the lotto. I'm about to put some bets in. I'm gonna go ahead and bet that the Yankees are gonna light his ass up, because I mean that's all I could kind of do at this point right now is kind of go with the opposite of what might actually happen. Jacob deGrom, one of the best pitchers in the game. He's not the number 1 top pitcher because of his injuries, but when that guy is healthy, he is the best pitcher in the game. Hopefully we get a bad deGrom. Hopefully we light his ass up. But with the lineup, I mean, this lineup, let me try to pull up the lineup right now. I mean, if Yankee fans would have seen this lineup last year when we got eliminated, when we got swept, and we would see this lineup, and we would be like, they would tell us, this is the lineup on some of the games. We would go nuts. This is the lineup right here. LeMahieu, Rizzo, Torres, Calhoun, Peraza, Cabrera, Cordero, Hicks, Higashioka. Oh, man. That's going to be the lineup that's going to have to go against Jacob deGrom tonight. I wish them the best, man. I mean, at this point, I'm losing all my anger and my frustrations. All of that is gone. I left that shit in the offseason. All I can do right now is hope for the best. So, the old school Don Sicario's back. I'm going to hope for the best. The Yankees could do no wrong. Everything's going to be okay. Let's go, Yankees. That's all we could do. I mean, come deadline, depending on how this team is looking, because if it's looking bad, I don't think Brian Cashman's going to actually go out and grab some players. You know, because this organization, they'll punt without saying they're punting. Unless they like, well, we need to do something because this is looking bad, and they really try to go after Shohei Ohtani or whoever else is available. I hope Juan Soto's available, because I read somewhere that the Padres are going to really go after Shohei Ohtani, which I was saying that to me, the Padres and the Giants are the two low-key teams. The Padres not so much low-key, but if they're going to go all out for Shohei Ohtani, they have a good enough squad where they could let Soto walk. And Soto's been struggling with them. I mean, so has Machado and a few other of them, but you get what I'm saying. I'd rather Cashman put money towards Juan Soto, who's an outfielder and is a lefty bat, an elite lefty bat, regardless of how he's doing right now. That guy in Yankee Stadium would rake. If we was to trade for him at the deadline, it would have boosted the shit out of this team. But none of that. We don't know if any of that's going to happen. So, but just a quick video, just an update. A lot of injuries still. Like in the lineup, we still have Donaldson out. We still have Giancarlo Stanton out. We have Judge out now. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if Stanton might come in June or May or June, something like that. I don't know when the hell Donaldson's. I don't even think Donaldson's gonna come back, and I'm okay with that. Which sucks, because I was actually going to give him a second chance this year. I was actually going to root for him, hoping he has a bounce-back season. If we could get anything remotely close to what he did with the Twins 2 years ago, it would have been good. It would have been fine. Because at the end of the day, his defense is still good. We got a lot of baby bombers on that team. I said it before. If they're gonna roll out the babies this season, they got to add at least 2 big bats to balance it. Because you can't just have a bunch of rookies in there. Guess what? A lot of the offense is going to go down. We really need to pray that they have miracle seasons, and they towards the end of the season, close to the postseason, they warm up and they finally get something going, which can happen. It can happen. But you know, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Follow me on Twitter at Don Sicario1. Follow the guy Felix, La Mente Maestra at NYYNEWS. Hit up his page. Go to the shop. Gift yourself. Treat yourself. Leave a like. Subscribe on the page. Comment. Tell us what you're thinking about these injuries, and tell us what you think the Yankees are going to do. Tell us how far you think they're going to make it. Do you think they're going to make it to the World Series this year? Do you think they're going to make it to the ALCS at least? I mean, tell us what you think, because at the end of the day, your opinions matter. Don't let any of them tell you it doesn't. Again, hit the shop up at NYYNEWS. Gift yourself and treat yourself. Remember, at the end of the day, everyone, hold it down.